Hey guys, it's Kevin Games for this week of Big Brother 17, episodes 12 through 14. And what a crazy week this was. Holy shit, this was by far the craziest week so far. I mean, shit hit the fan this week, and it was pretty awesome to see. I mean, there could have been some really big things that happened, and I definitely feel there are going to be some big things that happen next week that I'm really looking forward to. This was still an amazing week, though. I loved everything that happened for the most part. I don't really have a lot of complaints like other people are having. Some people are starting to not like the season. Me personally, I'm still loving this season, honestly. It's such an unpredictable season. You never know what's going to happen. And, I mean, let's just get into it. So much happened and so much changed from Sunday night's episode to Wednesday night's episode. And it's pretty insane the way things change. But let's just get into it. Lot to get into. Let's just start. So as we know, at the end of last week, Lizulia and Shelly both won HOH, and they basically are both HOH now. And you basically see that we didn't really get a whole lot of Lizulia's reign as HOH because Austin was basically controlling it for her. And while I like that Austin's, trying to be protective of her, I do feel he's starting to come off as a bit of a creeper. I mean, like, get her to make her own decisions. She didn't really seem to have many. It was probably because she's in the Sixth Sense Alliance. She didn't really have any different ideas. But I guess it was fine what she did, because basically the Sixth Sense come up with a plan. They basically plan on targeting James once again. That's their main target. And basically they want to go after James or Jason or someone that's not in their alliance, which I thought was smart, because James and Jason, in my opinion, have a very good chance of winning. Especially Jason. I see Jason going very far in this game. He's likable. He's really funny, I have to say. I mean, he is by far one of the funniest house guests of out of the 12 we have left. He is by far one of the funniest, and I always love his DRs and things like that. And I definitely think he has a great chance to win. He's very good at playing as well. So I definitely think Jason could go really far in this game. Meanwhile, though, Shelly basically plans on, I think it was targeting James, I'm pretty sure. And what they decided to do is Liz puts up Jackie and it was Jackie and James, I believe. I believe it was Jackie and James. And then Shelly put up Johnny Mac and Jason. That's basically who they put up. But there were some things that happened before that I really do want to get into. First of all, what the hell was that musical performance that Shelly did? I mean, she does this really weird musical performance with Audrey and Jason and Meg called Is This Real? I don't know what that was, but it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it, but it was strange as well. This is probably the first week where we really started to see Jackie actually playing the game, which I really like seeing. I like it when floaters are no longer floaters. It's not that floaters aren't good. I mean, sometimes you can have really good floaters in the house, but they don't get a lot of airtime, so you don't really get to see a lot of them, things like that. And when they no longer decide to become floaters and actually play the game, you start to see a lot more of them. And Jackie, I think, is one of those people that start off as a floater, but now is really going to start playing, probably because Jeff is gone and she's not really feeling safe anymore. She knows she doesn't have a lot of allies. She's not really close with anyone. She wants to make deals with people, and she basically wants to start making deals with Liz, and she basically asked Lizulia point blank, am I, your target? And obviously, she's not going to tell her yes or no, because that's just not what you do in your HOH, and this right away starts making, Lizulia be on the fence about, keeping Jackie and whether or not they should get rid of Jackie. Now, I knew that they would not get rid of Jackie. I knew that would not happen, because let me explain why you should not get rid of Jackie. Sorry, my phone. Let me explain why you shouldn't get rid of Jackie. Jackie, as I said, she's starting to play the game. She could become a very good ally of theirs. But I do agree with Liz's point that you should not just question the HOH constantly. Like, you shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't, definitely. And I like that Liz was mindful of that and understood what she was doing, and I definitely really liked that, I have to say. I thought it was definitely really great. So, overall, I definitely like seeing that. Audrey, though, starts to get on everybody's nerves this week. Audrey really starts to play way too heavy in the game. Like, she's doing a lot more than she should, and she just starts asking the most irrational questions you could think of. I mean, these are such irrational questions, what she's saying. She's saying things like, am I the target? Are you going to put me up? Da, 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 like all this stuff. And she tries to basically control Shelly's HOH. And it's like, you had your time. You're not the HOH anymore. Like, you've never been the HOH. It's not your time right now. And to me, it seemed like she was realizing that she was no longer, that she didn't really have anyone, and she was trying to get deals with people. But she starts becoming so paranoid, and you can start to see how paranoid she's becoming. Shelly's main target, though, is Jason. That's who she wants to get out. That's what she wants to do. Jason's her main target because he has a very good chance of winning, as I said, and that's basically what ends up happening. Make a long story short, though, Johnny Mac again ends up volunteering, and he's kind of getting sick of it. I like seeing Johnny Mac get a little sick of actually volunteering. It was pretty funny to see, I have to say. But basically, and in the meantime, we do see Liz and Julia talking how, she thinks that Julia should be a little bit more flirtatious so that they can keep the twin thing going, even though pretty much everyone knows they do want to keep it going so it's not as obvious, which I think is good that they are trying to find ways to not make it as obvious. That's something I think is very good that they're doing, and something that I am definitely enjoying. But in the end, Lizulia gets dethroned as HOH, basically, and Shelly is the full HOH, which I really did see that happening. I definitely didn't think that she was going to stay HOH, because first of all, a couple reasons. Her nominations, I mean, you knew that they had a very good chance of winning. You knew that they were probably going to battle it out. And I knew that it wasn't going to last as long as it did. I like 90s Week, though. I do have to say that. I definitely like seeing 90s Week. There wasn't really a takeover, though. Like, BB Takeover is pretty much dead. There wasn't one this week. There's not one, there wasn't one last week. There's not going to be one this week. So, I'm assuming it's dead, okay? So, I put it on Twitter, hashtag BB Takeover. I have, like, hashtag RIP BB Takeover. I mean, it's dead. Honestly, it's dead. You guys can say what you want, but me personally, I think it's dead. I mean, it hasn't done anything, and I'm fine with that because I like seeing people just simply just play the game as Big Brother, a good Big Brother game. That's really what I want to see, and that's something I really do like about this, is the way they're playing the game. So, now we're going to get into last night's episode, which is just insane. Such a crazy episode. So much to get into, so much to talk about, and where do I even begin? I mean, there's so much to get into. Let's first start off with Shelly. Shelly is getting very, very conflicted. She doesn't really want to make this decision. She actually didn't want to be HOH. Like, she said point blank, she did not want to be HOH. She wanted to be, she wanted to get dethroned, and she even made it so her nominees could battle it out, and, she could get dethroned. She literally told them to dethrone her, but it didn't work out, and she's in a very tough position right now because she doesn't know what's going to happen, and she doesn't know if she really wants to send Jason home. I mean, and I understand that Shelly's having, like, a hard time with this, but I mean, you're the HOH. It's your decision to do this, and the thing is, like, you can get out whoever you want. I mean, the HOH, I understand it's a struggle, but it's your opportunity to get out whoever you want in the house, whoever you desire to put up and get out. That really was her chance to do that, and I think that that's something that Shelly needs to take into consideration. Not saying that I understand why she didn't want to be HOH again. She was HOH once. She knew how tough it was the last time, and it was tougher this time, definitely. Especially with Audrey. Holy shit, Audrey. You guys know that I hate Audrey, honestly. I hate Audrey. I think she's a, really annoying person. I honestly feel she was only casted on this show because they want a transgender person. And it's not that she's a bad player, it's just she played way too hard. You never should play that hard in the first few weeks. You should always try to lay low, like some of the others are, and that's why they're sticking around, like the Jasons and the Johnny Macs and people like that. They're laying low. James, I mean, they're really just laying low unless they get HOH, because they really can't control what they do if, they really can't control themselves laying low if they're HOH, because they basically have the main decision on what they want to do. Unless they're HOH, they lay low, which I think is a pretty good decision. I definitely like that, I have to say. But we do end up getting probably one of the best things to come out of the BB Takeover, and that is the Wax Street Boys. Holy shit, I love the Wax Street Boys. This was pretty hilarious. I mean, it went perfectly with 90s Week, and it was the perfect people because, basically, because Lizulia was dethroned, Johnny Mac and Jason all have to be the Wax Street Boys. Whenever they hear this music, they have to, dance like a boy band, and it's pretty hilarious. I love seeing it happen, and just the fact that they were making it seem like a real band and they were doing whatever they could to become pop, just to everyone to love them and things like that. It was really hilarious. I really loved it, and just the Wax Street Boys had me dying. It was one of the funniest things I think Big Brother has done. I mean, it was hilarious. It honestly was great. I loved it, and the music was great, and the way that everyone was with them, I thought was really great as well. And it didn't get annoying for me. I thought it was really funny. I definitely really enjoyed it, especially because Lizulia, I mean, is in that awkward position of being with these two guys in the boy band, and she fit in very well, though. I thought she fit in really nicely, and I thought it was really fun overall. I definitely really loved that. It was the Wax Street Boys by far. House Guest of the Week, Wax Street Boys. That's the House Guest of the Week for me. I mean, it's so fun, and I hope they continue it. I mean, even though I watch Big Brother for, like, really hard gameplay, I do watch it for fun moments like that, and that's probably one of the most fun things we've had this season. If I had to make a list of highlights of the season, Wax Street Boys by far would be top of that list, definitely. Now, what would be on the bottom of that list is what ends up happening next, because we do get to the POV ceremony, which was like, the POV, which is basically like a Saved by the Bell thing, which I thought was pretty cool the way they did that. But Vanessa ends up winning POV, which I was surprised that this was the first time Johnny Mac didn't win POV. I personally feel he threw it. I don't know if he did, but I kind of feel like he did because of the fact that he's won so many times that I think he was just thinking maybe he shouldn't because people are going to be on his radar. So it was really smart of him to do that. Johnny Mac is definitely a lot smarter than people think he is, and that's something I really do love about Johnny Mac as a player. He's a lot smarter than people make him out to be, and I think that's really good about him. So basically, after this happens, things just get crazy because Audrey starts finding out about a 6-person alliance, and Audrey, being the blabbermouth she is, she's not going to keep this to herself. She tells Jason and James. James starts confronting Shelly about it, and he doesn't do it in a very public way, and, she tells him it's not time to talk about it, but things get really tense when Audrey and Clay start talking. They simply just start talking about allies, and how Audrey has nobody, and I'm just like, oh, boo-hoo, Audrey, you have no one, yet you did that to yourself. Like, if she would have stuck with Davon and would have, stuck by her and defended her and things like that, then maybe she would be here and Davon would still be there and they'd be probably dominating the house. But because she betrayed her and things like that, that's why she pretty much has no allies at all. And Jason's obviously not going to ally with her because of Davon. I mean, people just aren't going to ally with Audrey. It's understandable why. I mean, she's controlled anything that the Sixth Sense hasn't had to do with Audrey's controlled. So it pretty much is her fault. So, she starts questioning Clay. They get into this heated argument because he brings up the fact that they told her they'd save her, and she doesn't remember any of that. She thinks that they haven't been there for her at all, and I'm just thinking, Shelly kept you because she thought you could be a good ally for her, and this is when they're like, you know what, maybe it's time to get rid of Audrey, and I like that they finally decided to get rid of Audrey. Not that I wouldn't have wanted them to keep her around. I get that strategy. I understand why they were doing that, but it was time to get rid of her. I'm sorry, but after everything she did, it was time to get rid of her, and I'm happy they did that. However, Audrey just explodes, and when I say explode, she explodes in the Audrey way. Oh my god, why are you guys doing this to me? I'm a robot. I have no emotion. Like, that's the thing I can't stand. She's so calm about everything. She has no emotion whatsoever. It's ridiculous, and I can't stand it, okay? Honestly, if I had to pick something about Audrey I can't stand the most, it would be the robotic voice. I mean, people say Julie Chen is a robotic host, but no, Julie Chen's not like, this week on Big Brother. No, Audrey just says everything in the same voice, like she's so bored, and she has no emotion whatsoever. She almost sounds like she's on an episode of Humans. That's honestly what she sounds like. I mean, Just, like, put her on the show with Anita, she'd fit in great there. Like, this isn't Humans, this is Big Brother, like, get the right show. But yeah, like, seriously, she has no emotions whatsoever, and I can't stand that. It's really annoying. She goes completely off on them, though, and she starts accusing people. She even tells Vanessa that she doesn't trust her, and Vanessa even tells Audrey that she wasn't going to get rid of Jeff. The only reason she did was because, everyone thought she was going to. And they protected Audrey. They made it seem like they weren't going to go after him. What they're saying is true. I mean, everything they told Audrey is true, but she is just not listening to them. And a lot of people are starting to wonder if what Audrey's lies are true, or, if Audrey's actually believing her lies, or if she just knows she's lying. She's just a very good liar. Me personally, I think she's just a really good liar, and to the point where she just is starting to believe her lies. And also, the fake crying, I can't stand either, because I know that she just fake cried all the time. There were some things they did not show that I know they show on the live feeds. She called a bunch of house meetings. I mean, Audrey's done so much in just the first few weeks of the game, and it solidified her fate. It really did. And Audrey's just so pissed off that she doesn't even attend the POV ceremony. She goes to the have-not room in her blanket with her sunglasses on and starts sleeping in there because she was a have-not, I guess. And, basically, they go on with the ceremony regardless of her being there, which I thought was a good thing to do. You know what? Fuck it if she's not there. Who cares? Go on with the ceremony. So, even though Audrey's not there, even though they wish that she was there, Audrey is nominated as the replacement nominee, and Jason's taken off the block. Now, let me explain why I think Jason was taken off the block. Because if he would have stayed, because people are wondering why would they take Jason and not Johnny Mac. If Jason were to stay on the block next to Audrey, he could have had a chance of going, because there are people that are probably against Jason and would want to get rid of him. So they decided to put Audrey up, but she's not there, and it's so stupid why she's not there. I mean, she's just pouting like a little whiny girl, and it's really annoying, and I did not once feel any sympathy for her at all. I mean, these people were accepting of her when she came out when she told them she was transgender. They've protected her. They've tried to make her an ally of theirs, and she's given them no reason to keep her around. Like, that's basically what she said to them. Said, you know what, just keep me. Like, a lot of people were thinking that she was just going to self-evict. Because of what happened with this, some people are just thinking, you know what, maybe she's just going to self-evict herself. Me, personally, I thought that was going to happen. What ends up happening, though, we go to this week's episode, and she's still in the have-not room. When she's not there, she's in the diary room. Now, if you guys know what they were doing in the diary room, she was talking to the show's psychologist, and they gave her anxiety pills because they thought she was crazy. And I can understand that. She acts crazy, but she's not crazy. I think she wants people to think she's crazy, but she's not crazy. She knows everything she's doing. She knows why she's doing it, and Audrey is not at all crazy. That's the thing, is that she is not a crazy person, and they make her a lot crazier than she actually is, and she's definitely not that crazy, in my opinion, at least. I don't think Audrey's crazy. I think she's, just a very good at lying and things like that, and she's such a coward as well. I mean, she won't just come forward and admit what she did was wrong. She won't do any of that, and she doesn't even try to campaign for her to stay. She doesn't do any of that, and eventually she does come out. We don't know when or why, but she does come out eventually, which I was happy about. Luckily, she showed up to the eviction, but it took her so long to get there. And I do agree with what Steve said, that there are people that would kill to be on Big Brother, and she's just sitting there sulking. And the thing is, here's the thing. If this would have been Big Brother 15 or Big Brother 16, I could understand that. Those casts, a lot of them were vile, they were rude, but these people are nice guys. Like, they're not bad players. Yeah, they're very cutthroat when it comes to playing, but they're nice people overall. I mean, they're good human beings. They're not bad people. I mean, I don't see any malicious side of any of these players, really. I don't. I think they're all very sweet people, and I think that's something that they did a very good job with, is casting people that will play hard but are genuine when it comes to emotions. Audrey, though, doesn't understand that, and it's ridiculous, and she's just not getting her way, so she's gonna pout, and it's really dumb. And we knew obviously they were going to evict Audrey. Like, they didn't even need to get to the eviction ceremony. We knew they were going to evict her. And when they started showing, like, footage of Audrey's family, you knew that she was going home. I mean, they show footage of Audrey's family. I didn't really give a shit about this at all, but I thought that was pretty cool. I liked when we did see the Wax Street Boys perform live. I thought that was pretty cool if they did that, like, one last performance. I hope they continue it because I'm really enjoying it. Maybe not this, but definitely things like that throughout the summer. I like all the punishments they've had this year. I mean, first you had the Gronk party thing last week, and now you've had the Wax Street Boys. Pretty solid season in terms of comedy, definitely. Really good stuff with that. But they do end up evicting Audrey, which I'm not surprised about. Austin did do a hinky vote and nominated Johnny Mac. Now, the reason I think he decided to evict Johnny Mac is because they want to turn on somebody. They want to turn on somebody, say, oh, you voted for Johnny Mac, you're against him. Plus, he knows that they're going to turn on him, and no one will suspect that he was the one that did this. And I think that definitely is very interesting that Austin voted for Johnny Mac. And I'm pretty sure they told him to do that. I did hear that Austin is starting to turn against his alliance. I don't know if they're going to show that on Sunday, but they probably should. I'm not going to talk about it because they might show it on Sunday, but you know, if they do, then if they don't, then I will talk about it. But basically, Audrey does end up going home, not at all surprised at this, and she was so calm, like, leaving. She's just like, is this real? Goodbye. And she got applause, and fine, she got applause, cool, but her interview with Julie was so pathetic. Like, it's like, you know why you went. Stop sulking, stop pretending you didn't know, and she's like, oh, Shelly and Clay are such bad people. I honestly don't have a problem with them. I know some people have a problem with them as a couple. Okay, yes, it's weird that, like, Shelly doesn't want to, like, kiss Clay on camera. It's very strange. I do understand that. But I like them. Honestly, I like Shelly and Clay. I think they're good together. I don't think they're bad. I don't think it's, like, annoying or anything. I like them overall. And I don't think that they backstabbed Audrey. They had her back the whole way there, and she just doesn't want to accept that. She doesn't want to accept that they had her back, and they basically, she basically betrayed them. That really is what happened. She doesn't want to accept what happened, and it really sucks. But bye-bye, Audrey. I'm glad you're gone. I'm happy she's gone pre-jury, because who knows how she would have been in the jury. Honestly, who knows? If she would have survived, I will say that it could have been really interesting, because she was trying to flip the house, basically. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to flip the house so Jason, James, and all them turned on them, which could have been really cool, and I think still could happen. There definitely is going to be some aftermath from what happened with Audrey leaving, but we'll have to see what ends up happening there, because I definitely feel like there's definitely going to be some aftermath there, but we'll have to see. So Audrey ends up leaving. Then we get to the HOH competition, which I always love the competition with guessing a song. I think that's a really cool idea, the way they did that with the pop music. And Jackie, surprisingly, was the first HOH. Again, as I said, Jackie's waking up. I think finally she's actually going to play the game. We'll have to see if she actually plays the game, or if the Sixth Sense Alliance just tells her what to do. I mean, I don't know if she knows about it, but there are people that definitely know there's a 6-person alliance. I don't know if they know specifically who's in it, but they know that there are 6 people in an alliance, and they don't know who it is. That's what I think is going on, at least. So, Jackie won HOH. I mean, I guess she finally woke up. I'm surprised that she actually woke up and finally won something, but wow, Jackie won. I was surprised with that, and Vanessa won the second one. Vanessa is definitely going to stay HOH. I'm going to say that right now, and I think Vanessa has a good chance of winning. Who the target is, I'm not really sure at this point. I'm thinking James or Jason. Maybe even Austin. I mean, it seems like they've turned on him, because I am going to say this, because I don't think they're going to show us on the Sunday show. Basically, a few hours before Eviction, Austin confided in Jason and told him point blank that Lizulia are twins, that she has a twin, and Julie's the twin, and he's tired of Julie leaving because he wants more time with Liz to cuddle. It's honestly very creepy. I will admit that. He is giving some very creepy vibes, and while I do like the idea of them together, I mean, Austin's coming around is just a straight up creep. It's really weird, and I really hope for his sake that it doesn't work out with Liz, because just, oh my god, Liz can do so much better than him. Seriously, Liz can do so much better. There are other guys in the house that she can do a lot better with, and Austin is not that guy. I mean, he just seems like a straight up creeper. Maybe he'll settle down once the twin twist happens, which next week, if they survive, they will finally be playing as separate players, which I can't wait to see how that goes down. By far, that is the thing I'm most looking forward to next week. But like I said, BB Takeover is dead. I mean, there's nothing about a BB Takeover. There was no mention of it. Nobody talked about it. Nobody discussed it. I am pretty sure that BB Takeover is just, it was a thing. It happened for a couple weeks, didn't work out, not gonna happen anymore. Maybe they'll randomly bring it back, but to me it seems like that's over. It pretty much seems like BB Takeover was a thing that's over, it's not happening anymore, and that's what it seems like to me at least. I don't know, we'll have to see. Definitely, we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. That definitely is going to be interesting. I mean, we'll have to see, because that definitely is going to be very interesting to see if the BB Takeover ever does come back. Definitely, I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with that. Overall, guys, really solid week. Really enjoyed it. Not a lot to talk about besides the whole Audrey thing. There really wasn't a lot else that happened because it was so Audrey-centric. There wasn't a lot else that happened this week. But I still love this. I'm still loving this season. I'm loving what's going on. I loved, Shelly being HOH is really great. But Vanessa's HOH, I'm interested in seeing what she's going to do. What's Jackie going to do? Is she going to go against the Sixth Sense Alliance, actually do her own thing? Or is she just going to listen to them? I hope she doesn't, because I hope this doesn't become like last season, where the same people keep winning over and over again. As much as I like the Sixth Sense Alliance, I'd like to see someone else win, just so they can turn on them and get someone away, because I'm sorry, but we need to break them up, because they're going to end up in the final six, and I don't want that, because there are people who I think have a lot more potential to win, like Jason, James. By the way, James's strategy in the competition, one of the dumbest strategies I've ever seen. Like, before the song even came on, he took a wild guess, just hit the button, and he was right one time and wrong the other time, second time. Like, it was really dumb. I don't know what he was thinking, but that was a really dumb strategy, I have to say. Really dumb strategy. I didn't like it at all, and that was definitely really dumb. So, that's basically my review. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of this week of Big Brother. I, for the most part, really enjoyed it. I'm happy to see Audrey gone. Also, I love seeing Brittany back. When Julie talked with Brittany, Brittany's one of my favorite house guests of all time by far. She's hilarious. I love seeing her again. I love catching up with her. But they could have at least saved some time for a BB Takeover, and I guess it's just a thing that's dead. I mean, I guess after Gronk doing nothing, that they're just like, fuck it, we don't have one. The Wax Street Boys was like the last thing, and I hope that's not true, because I liked what it was doing, and I liked kind of how it was making the show more fun. But we'll have to see if that comes back. I'm really not sure, but let me know what you guys thought this week of Big Brother. Who are Vanessa and Jackie going to put up? Is Jackie going to go against Sixth Sense Alliance? Is she going to do her own thing? We'll have to see. Do you think that they're going to start turning on, that people are going to find out who is in the Sixth Sense Alliance? Is Austin the main target? I've heard people say that Austin is definitely the main target. I definitely feel like Jackie's going to go after him if she stays HOH, which she very well could. I could kind of see that happening. I mean, she doesn't really have anyone, but if she puts up strong, nominations that won't win Battle of the Block, she could definitely stay HOH, and that'd be really interesting if she does, because finally someone in the Sixth Sense won't have all the power. That'd be really interesting to see what ends up happening with that. But that's basically my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, if she does, then she could play again next week, but we'll have to see. And also, will Lizulia actually be able to enter as twins, or will they end up leaving? I don't think they're the target. I don't think they're going to leave. I think they're pretty good for next week. I think that's what's going to happen, and the good thing is, if they both enter, one can get evicted and the other doesn't have to leave. So that's really cool if that ends up happening. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. Let me know what you guys thought of Audrey's demise and things like that. But that's basically my review. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for the season finale of series finale of Wayward Pines, which I have already seen. I am going to review it. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.